Welcome to the Narrowboat that James built. Hope you're well. Thank you very much for joining me. The last video was the budget and the costs video, and thank you so much for all of your feedback and comments on it. I'm glad it was informative and useful. Obviously, it's an ongoing thing. I've just been out today and spent more, so it's an ongoing thing. So I will update you as and when, kind of every few months on that one, on how the costs are going. So yesterday, really for me, I spent a lot of time going through all the electrics, speaking to various suppliers, working out various bits and pieces. Obviously, we've gone into lockdown now, so it's about getting the right kit assembled and delivered here. So really, just looking at all of the options available and identifying exactly which kit, what supplier, and all of that kind of stuff. So that kind of occupied quite a lot of my time yesterday. This morning I've already had the gas man come over to look at installing the gas appliances in the galley, basically. So it's the oven and the hobs. That's all there's going to be gas wise. Obviously the locker's going to be installed by Paul, and the gas man is going to run all the pipes through. It is something that I could do myself. Certain parts of it I wouldn't want to do myself, but me and my kids got sleep on this thing, and I want to be able to sleep soundly to know that a marine LPG qualified gas man has done the install, and then it's all done right. He knew exactly what he's talking about. He knew about the skin fittings going through the bulkhead, to have one long piece of pipe as opposed to have one bit go into the skin fitting and another bit have one continuous pipe. That's the idea. He was looking at working out how it's only got, so it doesn't have many drops. It's only got one drop once it's in the cabin, and then it's at the right height for both the oven and the hobs. So that was comforting. He's going to send me a quote later on and let me know how that's going to be, but it's going to be what it is. The coupler has arrived for the stern gland, so I'll show you a bit of that. I ain't got a clue what it is, but it's a pretty impressive bit of kit, so I'll show you that. And it's not on the boat. I'll show you it. Well, it kind of is, but it's not. You'll see what I mean. And today my task is to build the dinette. So obviously going into lockdown now, I'm going to need to make sure this place is usable in some capacity for whatever it's going to need. This area here now, where all my stuff is, it may as well be the dinette. So I've gone out today, I've bought some CLS, some more CLS. Already the shops are running a little bit light. I had to go to my timber yard for that one, but there was nothing in Wicks, nothing in Homebase, so it might just be a supply issue, but fingers crossed that we don't have too many disruptions with the arrival of certain supplies for the next few weeks, but it is what it is. So I'll show you the coupler, and then it's a case of cracking on, tidying this area, and then getting the dinette built, or certainly the frame of the dinette. Okay, so this is the split coupling that has just been delivered, and it's an amazing piece of engineering. That is just custom made, that is. Look at that, it weighs a bloody ton. Right, that forms part of the stern gland. Now the setting out of this dinette makes for an interesting one. You'll see some dinettes are on platforms. There's some boats here that I've seen not on platforms. I've got to say, it looks odd. It looks too low. Certainly if you make the benches in normal heights. The tricky part in terms of working out the ergonomics is the fact that the upper walls slope downwards. This wall slopes as well. And this bench here, this long one, this 6-footer, I'm going to want to be as comfortable as I can, like a sofa. When the table's not in place, that's going to be my line in towards the stove, my line towards the television. So I'm going to want this to be quite comfortable. The thing about a sofa is that the angle of the back is quite generous. You really can recline back in it. And on a dinette, you tend not to be like that. It tends to be a bit more upright. So I'm trying to go for a bit of an in-between. I know I could muck around with the cushions, but I don't really want to have a whole variety of different cushions. And speaking of which, the cushion, the depth of a chair, or if you like, you know, the bum and thigh area, the depth is about 400 and, well, between 400 and 450. Which would mean that, you know, my original design of a 600 depth would have been fine, but because of the depth of that back wall there, the seat won't obviously start there. The seat will start around here because you've got to allow for the cushion to go back on a nice angle. So from here at about 60 brings it out to about here, which means back to there you're coming out at about 80. So it's coming out a lot further than I thought, but I'd far rather that than live with a really uncomfortable dinette. Certainly this back area here. Here, this one here might not come out as far. That might not be as reclined, that one. I haven't quite worked that out yet. But certainly this one here has to be comfortable. So I'm now going to put in these two lower ones. I'm trying to design it so I'm doing as little joints as I can, but making sure, because this is quite chunky CLS, this is 3x2, so I just want to make sure that where it needs to be strong, it is going to be strong. The reason I've got slightly bigger CLS for this one than I did on the bow is because conceivably there might be 3 or 4 adults sitting on this. That's never going to happen on the bow. There might be a couple of kids on it, or an adult and a kid or whatever, but there's not going to be that much, whereas here it's going to be much more used as well. So I've gone for slightly stronger CLS, but it's a 3x2. So I can put these two lower ones in now, and then start to work out the other cuts. Okay, so what I've done so far is put in, this is only fixed in as a frame, if you like. It's screwed to the floor, but it's not affixed to the wall there or the bulkhead. This return is in on the floor. Now I need to put in some uprights at the back there and a supporting piece at the back, and then uprights here, and then branch it off that way. Maybe it's an optical illusion, or it's just hard to get my head around, but it just looks wrong. It looks like it's just looks like it's too low. It's always going to look kind of broader until the cushions are on it, because it's more that way than it is high. But my concern is the height. Let me see if I put that on there. Is there a way I can? Hang on. Okay, if I precariously balance on this. Oh no, okay. Yeah, no, that's right. So obviously there's going to be 100mm of cushion on there, which is probably going to go down to about 50mm under the bum. But yeah, no, that's a good height. I'm happy with that. Yeah, that's nice. That'll work at the hatch end as well. Let's check out the hatch end. Yeah, perfect. So this has turned out quite well. It's all gone in quite nicely. I didn't really expect to have any problems with it really. It was just working out the ergonomics of it really was the main kind of challenge I had. It still looked low on the floor for essentially that's a dining room chair. That is pretty low, or a sofa. But then if you think of it as a sofa, then you think no, that's probably about right with a bit of cushioning on top. So it's but the most important thing is when you're sitting on it, it does feel like the right height. But all the angles are square. it's sitting square on the ground, so obviously when I put the sides on it, that'll be quite simple to do. So I'm just going to put one across the back there, and that will probably be it for the frame for the moment until I work out how I'm going to do the partitions. Right, so I'm just putting this to the test now. I reckon this is compressed down. Yeah, I reckon that's nearly half. Maybe that on that as well. Yeah, I reckon that's the thickness of what the cushion would be. And when you sit on it, you compress a bit. I think that's the right. It's definitely the right height. I'm trying to convince myself. It's definitely the right height. Whoa. Yeah. I mean, it's low. It just seems low, but maybe it would do. But it's not low. It is the right height. I'm sitting comfortably. My feet are on the floor. My legs are at the right kind of 90 degrees. My knees, obviously, not my legs. Yeah, it's fine. I mean, there's not going to be a busting amount of room because it is what it is, but you could just easily get 3 adults, 2 more down there, and another chair there, so you can get 4 adults around the table. In terms of the kids, loads. Cram them in. Yeah, that's fine. Happy with that. Yeah, that's worked out all right. So obviously I need to put the sides on it. In terms of the top, I think I'm going to have the. I'm not going to root out the top, so I think I'm just going to make a level to put on top of it, and then I'll make the pockets from inside that and do it a little bit like I've done the floor locker. So I'll do that tomorrow. I'll probably make the top out of MDF, possibly. I might have to put some struts going across just to create a bit more strength. In terms of the back, there's going to be obviously a board coming down that way there. There's going to be a big void down the back there, but that's going to be where, when you can take the tabletop off, you'll be able to slide that down the back of this to kind of take up that void there. There'll be a pole for the table as well. I might even be able to get like a duvet and put it in a vacuum bag and slide that down. So that'll be I'll be able to make use of that space. So yeah, I've got to create some kind of back for that, and then work out how to do that. But that will be done over the next kind of couple of days. But all things considered, happy. I've got now a third place to sit. That's cool. And it's another angle, and it looks nice. It's the right height for the stove. Sitting here without a table, yeah, with a little recliny bit there, that's lush. Happy days. Nice. The stern gland. So tomorrow, the stern gland's going in. So hopefully lots of kind of good action there. The stern gland going in basically. I don't know quite what it entails, but we'll find out. The other things tomorrow, I'm waiting on the information back from the supplier on the solar and everything like that, but I'll work out what brackets I need, and then I can start placing the brackets on the roof to take the solar. The gas man came today. That went very well. Really knew his stuff, so hopefully that's going to be installed before the 11th of Jan, which means I can have working hobs. He said he could actually fix it up today, but it'll be a temporary one just so I can have hobs. I thought there's no point doing that, do it properly. So he's going to come back next week and get that done, so that's a result, because sometimes you can wait months to get a gas person, certainly in the winter, so that's pretty good. So yeah, all things considered, progression is still taking place, which is the name of the game. Hope you're very well. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care. Bye bye.